After a little bit of waiting and a lot of anticipation, the William Rodgers 180B Ministry of Defense LS has arrived. Let's check her out right here on the Sharpest Edge.
Okay, let's go.
So before I get started with the video, I'd like to first take some time to give a shout out to, of course, Outdoors and More, the eBay store that I have purchased yet another one of these Fairbairn Sykes beautiful blades from, authentic from the UK, and this particular model is a NATO issue. And I'd like to give a shout out to one of the viewers, JT466. I'm going to kind of put this particular video in honor of him because he wanted to know what I thought about the William Rodgers versus the Noel and Sons version. So I will let you know in a moment. So let's get started. I am so stoked to show you guys this particular blade. I almost forgot the pictorial musical montage. So let's check it out and then we'll get right in to checking this gorgeous blade out. So this is the second time with me dealing with an eBay store, which is also a brick and mortar store called Outdoors and More in Cresco, Iowa, run by Todd and Amy, very nice people. And I got another thank you note with the William Rodgers, and totally ecstatic because the packing, shipping, and everything was just perfect. Once again, it arrived to me in pristine condition, and here she is. The original NATO box, with all the trimmings. Not very many trimmings, just a brown box, but still. The beautiful sheath, really nice, really good smell of leather. They use a really nice quality leather for these Fairbairn knives, and here she is. And I must say, JT466, you are correct. The handle feels a lot better. It's a little fatter, gives me a little more grip to it. The actual blade appears to be a little thicker from edge to edge. But you know what? Let's do a side-by-side comparison with the William Rodgers dagger versus the Noel and Sons. So here they are from side to side in comparison, the top being the William Rodgers and the bottom the Noels and Sons. First we'll take a look at the butt, which is just a standard and uniformed crown, whereas the particular Noel's is more angled and rounded, as you can see. This beautiful handle is ribbed on the Rodgers and knurled on the Noel. I think the Rodgers actually provides for a better grip. The hilt guards are virtually the same, but you can definitely see the blade width on the Rodgers is wider than on the Noel's. And the finish on the Rodgers is more subdued, probably due to a military contract request, versus the Noel's, which is a rather shiny bluish appearance. But JT466, I am definitely going to agree with you. I do like the Rodgers just a bit more. It just feels better in hand, more balanced, and I feel more confident holding it. Here is some interesting information I found on a UK knife forum. I have the actual URL up in the upper right-hand corner of the first slide. I'm not going to add any music or anything, and please feel free to pause to read it because I think they flip through the screens pretty quickly, but you can pause at any time and just continue at any time. So I'll see you after the information is read off. Two things one needs to know about the original UK Commando knives. They don't come sharpened. That is intentionally because the sharpening is to the preference of the end user. It is a penetrating blade, but still has a decent edge on it because it's a high carbon steel and it's brought to a very close edge. So you really don't have to do much more sharpening than that. But it's meant to penetrate, not to slice. Secondly, when you're applying it into the new sheath, place it in slowly. Work it back and forth and slowly push it in because it's going to fit super tight at first. And don't be afraid that when it gets in, you're going to get it stuck. You won't. It comes out. But the new sheaths, when they're brand new, you have to break in and let it break in the leather. Usually I recommend a little bit of saddle soap, soften it up, put some nice ballistol or some other simple lubricant that will not harm leather whatsoever. So that is about it for this video. In a moment, I'll be back with a few final thoughts. One of the greatest joys for me about knife collecting is sharing my findings and passion with the knife community and also learning new things from the knife community. What's really cool in JT466's stance and position is he wanted to share with me his love for the William Rodgers. And I already having Noel was very interested because oddly enough, I had a William Rodgers on the way because I am really crazy about these Fairborn Sykes Commando Daggers. But I really appreciate the community for steering me in the direction of different knives and their interests as well, because a lot of time their interests become my interests and vice versa. That's what's so great about the knife community. And it is just something I hope never changes. So, without further ado, this has been Blade Love from the Sharpest Edge. As always, thank you for joining me in the video. And please always remember, be good to yourself, and especially be good to one another out there. Take care. Until the next video, bye for now.
You got the sharpest edges.